Oh yeah, I'm a top 10 fighter in the world. What do you mean? Super excited about that. You know, Nice Savage has been here for too long. I'm trying to retire all these girls. I want Amanda Lemos next.
Your winner, Gillian the Savage Robertson!
Sort of tosses Allen to the side. Haven't seen that before. By unanimous decision, Jean Silva.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier. I'm made for a fucking podcast. That's dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it. Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. I've really been looking forward to doing this, Matt, because you and I texted a little bit. We have Gillian Robertson coming in. She is fighting Amanda Lemos in March. I can get the exact date. March 14th at the Apex and the Meta Apex. And we also have the great Jean Silva, who had that great win over Arnold Allen on Saturday. I wanted to ask you before we start and before we bring in Gillian.
Yes.
Obviously, the main event we could talk about for an hour. What did you think about the co-main with O'Malley, Yadong? I was surprised they gave that to O'Malley, but it wasn't, I've seen worse decisions, but I kind of thought Songs eked that out.
I thought he won the first and second.
I did too.
I thought he did. And I'll tell you, man, O'Malley's coach is way off.
Well, what did he say?
He goes back after the first round, which he obviously lost. I mean, maybe not. Obviously.
I looked it up. I think they all gave him the first round.
So I think that's amazing to me.
All the judges, I believe, gave him because I looked up the fighting, the cards for him and for Silva Allen to see who was where. And I think they all gave it to O'Malley in the first round. I think. And they all gave Song the second. I could be wrong.
Man, I just think that after that first round, he should have been telling him, get going. What the hell are you doing? I don't know.
What did he tell him? I didn't see what he said.
No, he's just like, oh, that was great. Great. Fucking, he's telling him how great he's looking. I'm like, what are you talking about? But again, maybe we're the fools but we're not the only ones.
O'Malley.
I felt he lost that fight.
Yeah, Cologne, Chris Lee, and Ron McCarthy, Matt, all gave it to O'Malley. All gave round one to O'Malley.
I don't know. I thought it was a very close fight, but
I thought Yadong stuck it out. Yeah, I did too. But again, it wasn't like it's not the worst decision I've ever seen in my life. Well, let's bring in Gillian Robertson and we could talk about the card.
Let's get her in here, man. She's buddies with Dean Thomas.
She is, yes. And this is a huge fight for her. Hey, how you doing, Gillian?
Good. How are you today?
Very good.
What's new, Savage?
Nothing much. Just trying to get in the cage.
You're trying to get in the cage. Now, let me ask you, because our mutual friend, the legendary Mr. Dean Thomas, he is a director now, and he's making movies. I want to know if he's, throwing you a bone, getting you in there. Say, hey, man, unless he wants you not to start going into the old, looking to get into Hollywood. He wants to keep you on your brain for the cage. Did he ask you to do a cameo or anything?
No, he didn't. I'm waiting for the phone call still.
You see what he does? He didn't ask me either.
That's exact. By the way, Gillian, that's why Matt asked you that, because he also wanted to say, did Dean happen to mention apart from me?
I thought this was my big break. My buddy's a director. He's making a movie called Flowers.
Is
he made a movie called Flowers? It's about relationships.
Is it finished?
Yeah, I think it's finished, but he's making a thing about relationships. But anyway, enough of that. Back to you being a savage. Things are going great for you lately. How many in a row now? 4? What am I looking at?
We're looking at 3 in a row, going on 4. It would have been 4 if we got in there in December, but we're running that back March 14th now.
Wait, what am I looking at, though? You won 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is it 4?
I'm almost positive it's 4 as well.
Oh, I don't even know then. I'm getting hit in the head too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have won four, and you have not lost in almost. And again, not to jinx anything, but you haven't lost in almost 3 years. Your last loss was June of 23, so it's almost 3 years. So you've looked fantastic in these last fights. And how good does it feel to be fighting somebody? She's number 5, you're number 10. This is a great chance to jump into the top 5. I mean, you have to be really psyched about that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like this is my opportunity to get close to that title shot. You know, I'm going to be calling it for it after this win.
After this fight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What do you think it will take for you? You know, sometimes when they say somebody is that close and it's either, if you win, it's either one fight away or maybe you're next. What do you think you need to do to kind of cement or to make their decision very hard to not give it to you?
I just think I got to go out there and make myself undeniable when I fight. You know, I got to go out there, get a finish, show that I'm exciting. I feel like there's not a lot of girls right now that are trying to do that. Like really that are finishing, that are being exciting, that I feel like right now on social media, the big thing is guys are always like, oh, when a female fight comes on, it's time for a bathroom break. I'm like, I want to break that stigma, and I want to make sure that the UFC knows that I'm trying to break that stigma when I go out there and fight.
Who's saying that nowadays? Who the heck is saying that?
All over the internet, all the time.
Man, I don't see that. Well, maybe I'm not looking on the internet. But shoot, Gillian, especially with the way you fight, the way you use your jiu-jitsu, the proper way to use it in fighting. I love the way you go from positional and the right times to soften them up, to put some stank on it, and then you're right back for that hunt for the submission or the dominant position. It's really, a lot of these guys should take note and watch your fights on what they should do. Hey, Jalton Almeida, could you please send him a video of your fight? I'm fucking around. I like Jalton Almeida. But that's a perfect example of a elite grappler, jiu-jitsu champion, not using it. His jiu-jitsu is beautiful, but man, there's nothing wrong with throwing some elbows and hammer fists in.
I know, 100%. I think that's a huge part of what Dean Thomas has just instilled in me, is that we're not just doing jiu-jitsu when we're doing jiu-jitsu. It's always MMA. So it's like we're always trying to set up positions so we can get off good strikes, trying to find ways to do more damage and not just trying to hunt submissions all the time.
Can I ask you a question about Almeida, both of you? Because you're right, he doesn't strike the way most people want to see him striking. Is that just from being so trained in jiu-jitsu that your brain doesn't tell you, hey, throw an elbow here? Or do you feel like it's not cheating, but an easier way out than a submission? Like, what do you think his mindset is not going for the ground and pound that he should?
I think it is a little bit that he is just a little bit too much in jiu-jitsu. I would say a big element of jiu-jitsu is closing space. You want to be as close to your opponent as possible. You want to make sure that they can't create any opportunity. So you want to make sure that to eliminate the space as much as possible. Where in striking, you need to create space to really develop that kind of that power. So I'm like, so many grapplers are scared to create that kind of space to really develop that power on the ground because they're so used to just being close to their opponents in jiu-jitsu.
Thank you. That's a great point. And I wanted to ask you too, this fight with Amanda, it was supposed to happen in December. What exactly happened and how long, right before the fight, how many hours before the fight did you find out?
So yeah, it was supposed to happen in December. My showtime to the arena was 4:00 and I just finished my morning shakeout. I was just about to get my hair braided and then I get a phone call from my manager. So it was 4 hours before, it was at 12:00. So 4 hours before I was supposed to head to the arena that I found out. And my opponent had a cold sore. That's why it didn't happen.
Wow, that will do it, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately it will.
I guess so, because you know what? You're so much of you are pressing up against each other, and it's just the nature of rubbing your faces together. It's something that could be passed from person to person. But I've never have you ever heard of that happening before? A fight being canceled for that?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times in the past, I know, but yeah. Unfortunately, I've never been on the other side of it until now.
You know what's messed up? I think, don't you get cold sores when you get stressed? Well, I don't know. Do you?
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
Typically they come out when stressed, and I'm like, I don't know. For me, I'm like, if I knew that I was going to get a cold sore, I'd be prepping for that somehow. I'd be having medication. I would know that a weight cut's coming up, a fight's coming up. I mean, like, I feel like there could have been better prep on her part to stop this from happening.
Well, is there anything in Valtrex, which is what's used for, it's HSV1. Is there anything, it's very common. I think 80% of adults have it. Is there anything in Valtrex that would fuck you up on a test? Like, is there anything in that drug that would cause somebody to get flagged? Even if it's nothing to do with doping. You know what I mean? There might be an element of that drug that wouldn't be legal.
No, that's definitely a possibility. I guess I've never looked into it that far, but that's definitely a possibility too.
Yeah, it's one of those things you get when you're a kid because your aunt who has it gives you a kiss when you come over, and then you just, you're losing fights 20 years later. That sucks.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was honestly, like, I kind of processed it like a loss. Like for like a good 2 weeks after, I just felt depressed. I'm like, it just getting to that point, having all that adrenaline, and then that moment just not happening was definitely rough to go through.
That's the worst thing, man. When people either the day of the fight, that's just because all that put into it, and you didn't make weight. Did you already make weight and stuff? Oh, yeah. Boo! And you can't even like be like a fat person now. Like when you're like, after I get done with this camp, I'm gonna eat. Now you're like, all right, I'm eating a cheeseburger, but it's not exactly. You know what I mean? I didn't really. Did I earn it? I mean, I did, but I don't know. I feel you. On a positive note, how great is it now that so many new people are going to be watching this now? It's on Paramount Plus. That's great. I mean, my father-in-law's now, you don't got to get the pay-per-view. He's home there watching it in Florida. I mean, so many more eyes on you. That's huge.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely amazing to see the UFC on Paramount Plus now. Obviously, the first card of the year went absolutely great. I'm like, there's a couple fights that weren't the best, but I'm like, from top to bottom, it was a pretty solid card.
It was a solid card. It was a good night of fights.
It really was.
Speaking of Paramount Plus, what are you watching? You streaming anything? I always like to get turned on to new shows. I'll tell you what I'm watching.
I'm always watching documentaries. Usually, I'm like, I'll go down rabbit holes of any documentary.
Really? What's the last one you watched? What's a nice documentary for me to watch?
I don't know if I watch any nice ones. Like, most of them are
the nice ones aren't fun.
Usually they're not fun.
No, I don't know. They just have a new one on Netflix right now. Can't remember the name of it. It's about Elizabeth Smart, the girl who got kidnapped. And then
I think it's called Kidnapped. I haven't seen it, but I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that one's pretty crazy. That one's a good one.
Oh shit, I remember that. I'm old enough to remember that. Pamela Smart.
No. That's Elizabeth Smart. Pamela Smart was somebody else. Yes,
I think she's the school teacher that seduced the.
That's right. She was
killing her husband. Oh, it's totally different.
Did you see the one? There was one about the girl. So and so is missing, and she had fallen off a cruise ship or jumped off the back of a cruise ship. They weren't sure.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
It's crazy how like a theory 10 years ago will somehow become a documentary now with all this old footage. And Netflix loves them because they just buy them. They're already made and they pop them up. And I can't stop watching them either.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I love them too. Netflix needs to keep on buying them because I'm like, I'll watch them for hours. That's all. Anytime I have free time sitting at home, I'm like, I'm throwing on a documentary.
What's your favorite kind? Is it true crime or is it history? Like what's the one you'll dive into immediately?
Between like history and true crime, I like a lot of I don't know, like I do like a lot of I was watching one about what's it called, the Holocaust the other day. I was watching one about like I said, murders. It's all dark things, nothing positive. I was watching I was watching one about a family who escaped from North Korea the other day. That one was crazy.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, anything I'll watch a documentary on.
Wait, was the World War II one you watched? Was that like a 5-part documentary or 6-part documentary?
I know which one you're talking about on Netflix. I watched that one a while back. But
it's great.
No, the one I was watching was actually, it was on HBO and it was about this guy. He ran he actually was one of the leaders of Auschwitz. And it was about his 2 kids and it was interviewing them and going like showing their lives and how they grew up. And like, it was absolutely crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Those are amazing. They're depressing and angering, but they're really, if they're well done, I can't stop watching them.
Oh no, I'm like any of like I said, all the documentaries I watch, it's never something happy. I'm like, I'm never going down a happy road here, but I'm always so fascinated by like it's always like true crime or history or something of that sort.
Are you the same with movies? Are you like into all like the horror and the ghoulish stuff, or do you like a nice rom-com or something?
I'm actually with movies. I probably am sitting down for a rom-com more than I am a horror. I'm like, I don't really watch movies too much, but I'm like, if I do, I'm like, it's probably something like that.
All right. Hey, where are you training now? Are you still in Florida?
Yeah, I'm at the Goat Shed, and then obviously still with Dean Thomas.
What's the Goat Shed? That's what Awesome President. What's his name? Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. It sounds like awesome, but it's awesome. Same shit.
Yeah.
Right. Tomato. Yeah. He's a nice guy. He does the karate league.
Yeah, the karate combat.
Combat. All right. And what's going down at the Goat Shed?
It's its usual wildness. I mean, we're getting in our work. We're always grinding down there, but I'm like, it's always crazy.
You like it though. You vibe well there.
I absolutely love it. I feel like it's good energy. And then, like I said, Dean comes down a couple times a week. I work with him. It's just exactly what we're on a 4-5 win streak. I'm like, it's what I need.
Yeah, if it's not broke, man, you're doing fantastic. And so exciting. Let me ask you, and you're so young, so you don't have to worry about this for a while. Or maybe sometimes people take grappling matches while they're fighting. You're such a great jiu-jitsu girl. Do you ever think about doing that? And I could definitely see you doing the combat jiu-jitsu. But I mean, again, this could always be after you're done fighting. But do you ever think about doing any of those?
At the moment, no, because I think that no-gi jiu-jitsu and then my MMA jiu-jitsu are just two different roads completely at this point. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know how to open a guard without punching somebody at this point. I haven't drilled it in years.
That is freaking hysterical. Yes. Yes. And you know what? It got very leg locky, and it's very like people don't worry about the punches, and you can put themselves in positions where if they did in a fight, they'd be getting drilled, and then in there they'll be safe. So I get you with that. That's why I was thinking maybe combat jiu-jitsu, but why even do that when you could just do the whole thing with MMA?
It's almost more scary for me to like compete in jiu-jitsu at this point. I'm like, obviously it's not as big of a paycheck if I'm going to jiu-jitsu versus MMA. And then I can also blow out my ACL when somebody, if somebody gets a heel hook, where in MMA,
Bob
I'm like,
Swanson.
Yeah. I might get a couple stitches and I'll be good after an MMA fight, like a couple weeks.
It's funny. You're saying it's actually safer for you, the MMA.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, I think that it seems safer when it comes to like, I could take a year off if I'm blowing out my knee.
Aren't there certain matches where they agree no leg locks if it's an active fighter? Like there's certain things where they'll say there's certain things are out of the repertoire for this match because again it's an active fighter. I wanted to ask you too about the rest of the division because it's such an interesting. First of all, what do you think happens to Zhang? Do you think after that Valentina loss, do you think she stays it that way, or do you think she comes back down? And I imagine if she comes back down, they give her Mackenzie. I imagine that's a big X factor too. What do you think happens there?
No, I think she does come back down. I'm hoping, typically Weili isn't the most active fighter. So I'm hoping that she takes her time a little bit and I'm able to get in there before her, I'm hoping that I can get this win out of the way and then maybe in a couple months turn around and be able to get in there with Mackenzie and then be looking at Weili after that. But I think that if Weili does decide to come back down before then she does get that opportunity before me.
Yeah. Styles make fights, Jimmy. And when I think of Gillian versus Mackenzie, that's a jiu-jitsu dream because, I mean, you're arguably the two best female grapplers in that division. I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, who else puts on a display of jiu-jitsu like Gillian or Mackenzie Dern? So, and you scrap standing up. I mean, that would be a fantastic fight. How do you think you stack up against the champ?
No, I think that's the fight that's been like in the making for years.
Yes.
It's like she's coming over from jiu-jitsu, the champion in no-gi and gi, and then I have the most submissions in the women's MMA. So it's like where everybody's wanted to see that fight, and I feel like what better way to do it than for the belt? I think that my style does stack up great against her. I think that she's aggressive, but it's kind of an uncontrolled aggression, where I'm like, she leaves a lot of holes. She's going to come at you and she's always going to attack you, but there's going to be opportunities for me to capitalize on that.
Her striking has improved, though, and she seems to rely more on the striking than she did years ago. And once in a while, these fights that you think will happen at one point and just wind up not happening, it turns out to be great because now the first time you fight her could be for the belt, as opposed to it being a rematch from 4 years ago or whatever.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, it's literally for years at this point, everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna fight Mackenzie. You're gonna fight Mackenzie," and what better way to do it than for the gold? Maybe in the White House, they need more championship fights on that card. I'll be ready for it.
It has to also be like inspiring too, because Mackenzie was always right there, and then she'd fall back a little, and then she was right there, and then she finally broke through and got it. So that has to be encouraging to fighters to see, like, even if you get close and you fall back a step, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get the shot and eventually get the belt.
Oh yeah, and that's been my whole career too. I feel like I got in the UFC. I only had 5 pro fights. I was 3-2, and I've just done all my learning on the job. So it's been win a couple, lose a couple, win a couple, lose a couple, until now we're finally on a good streak. We finally found the momentum.
Well, look, this you are March. I think it's the 14th. Am I correct at the Meta Apex against Amanda Lemos? You're number 10. She's number 5. This is a great fight to get you into the top 5 if you're able to pull this off. And I hope you do well. I love watching you fight, and you've looked so good lately. So have a great fight, Gillian. We would love to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, Gillian.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thanks for always
Gillian.
coming on with us.
Thanks,
I
Gillian.
appreciate all the support.
All right, take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Savage.
All right, I'll see you.
Bye.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, man, I can't tell you how much I enjoy watching her fight.
I know you do.
Jount and Almeida should get Dean Thomas's number, and they should make something happen. Dean Thomas is a hell of a trainer.
He's great. And Almeida, you're right, because I don't enjoy watching what he does, but I respect him as a fighter. Like, I know he's a good fighter, and he's a high-level black belt, but that thing that translates to MMA, and she explained it perfectly with the space, the creation of space. As opposed to not allowing any space.
Hey, I'm watching that James Franco show you're watching.
Oh, yeah, the Kennedy thing.
Did you give up? Now that I like it, you're going to not like it.
No. It was okay. I didn't love it,
sorry.
but I did get through it, and it was interesting. But watching it really made me want to read the book, because I know
that's
the way.
Book? That's based on a book?
Stephen King.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Stephen King wrote that, so I know that when he writes, he's so detailed and in-depth that a show can only get so much of that. So it made me want to go back and read the book.
Well, that makes me feel the same way about A Night in the Seven Kingdoms with Duncan Egg. You don't just agree with me. I'm talking about the Game of Thrones.
Oh.
You're going to get past this as quick as possible.
No.
But it's the new Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's on HBO Max, and it is so good. It's 2 episodes in. I saw 3. My producer gets them early. I don't want to brag.
No.
But I do watch-alongs with them on my channel, the Matt Serra channel. I watch the movie, and they can see me watch the show. And I'll tell you, it makes me want to go back and read the graphic novel all over again.
Now, let me ask you a question. I want to get back into this because I had a graphic novel question.
We can let
but
this
first, we obviously to Justin Gaethje.
Oh.
Everyone thought Pimblett, and I didn't bet this one, but I did think Pimblett would do it because of his size and his weight and his grappling. And man, Gaethje was so good. And here's what I wanted to ask you, Matt, because first of all, he was not throwing I think he didn't throw a kick until round 2 or round 3. Gaethje wasn't throwing those low kicks. Do you think that was because he didn't want to be taken down, or I wasn't even sure if he was nursing an injury or whatever it was? But what did you think that was?
I'm saying it could have been that. It could have been, he might leave himself open to get taken down if he does some kicks. But his game plan was sound, man. He used his aggressive defensively, and it was excellent. Even bringing Patty down with the head and the arm sometimes, and almost getting him in a cradle and just controlling his upper body. Yep. And he did it the way you should do it, the way you should use your wrestling if you want to keep it on the feet. So, I thought he fought great, but hey, you got to say something for Patty too, because very rarely he was in that fight to the end.
Amazing, he was great, and he never
lost confidence in himself, even though he had a tough beginning. Listen, a couple eye pokes in there. I mean, that's rough.
That does,
but it's part of the game. You don't hear him bitching about it, and all the respect in the world to Justin Gaethje because, I was one of them. I thought Patty was going to get it done. But it's rare when a guy loses and I feel Patty's stock didn't go down at all. If anything, it went up. And we're going to see the best of Patty yet because one, he has a hell of a chin. And again, even though he's been through a war like that, he hasn't taken that much damage over his career. So I think he's going to bounce right back. And I think he's going to be trouble for the next guy he goes in there with.
And the point too that guys were raising was that Gaethje has been in these before. Like these, even though Patty's fought some tough fights, Gaethje has been in these things that look like you both walked out with a baseball bat. Like where it's just a nightmare from the beginning. You're making almost like a street fight in the beginning, unpredictable, wild. They kept saying he's got to be careful going in because Patty was countering really well. What a great fight, though, man. Like, I mean, it's literally one of the better fights I've ever seen. Obviously, the 26 just started. But so far, I'm giving that fight of the year, 3 weeks into the year.
It's great that it was the first time on Paramount Plus, too.
I was happy for the UFC. Like hey, look, Waldo Cortez Acosta, I felt bad for Derek Lewis, but he seemed like he could just never quite get off. And Cortez Acosta was much faster. And again, Derek is 40. There's only so much you can do when you hit a certain age. I mean, even though you're still dangerous, he's a little younger and he just had the speed advantage. I'm
going to say maybe a little gun shy, little, worried about what's coming back at him. But I'll tell you, I think the Waldo, Cortez Acosta, I think he's been I think he looked in the best shape he's been in. I mean,
he looked great. Yeah.
Because he used to look a little flabbier and he looked in great shape. And on Embedded, I seen him over at Fogo do Chao. It's funny seeing the heavyweights at the meat place. He's eating the meat over there. That's funny, man. You go to those barbecues, you could be a scene out of Bridesmaids when you got the shits or whatever else. He don't give a shit, that guy. He's sitting there eating the turkey and bacon, whatever it is. But I'll tell you, he had a great year last year.
Yes,
and he's off to a great start, Let me look at these other fights.
Also, Natalia Silva, decision over Rose. I think that was a really good fight.
I thought that was, I don't know, man. That was close.
It was very close.
I thought Rose might have won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I remember thinking that, again, it wasn't like the worst decision I've ever seen, but I thought Rose, I remember thinking she should have gotten the nod in that fight.
It's nice to see Umar bounce back, Yeah.
I mean,
that was
looked great.
Pretty one-sided. Figueredo.
Yeah.
Figueredo, let me go. I was going to do that. But Davison, he started to come alive a little in the end of that first round.
Yes.
But it was glimpses. It was glimpses of the old Figueredo that fought Royval and Marino and all. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
He didn't look like he was going in full tilt.
What do you think that they kept talking about Umar's kick and how that front kick is just so lightning fast and there's zero tell? Do you think that might have had something to do with it, or is it a point like you just get to a certain time in your career where it's harder to pull the trigger the way you used to?
It's that, and also it's a different division now. Like he was fighting at a lighter division, and it's so weird looking at him in there.
And he missed weight here.
What's that?
And he missed weight here.
Oh, he did miss weight.
He missed weight in this division, yeah.
Well, what is that about? I mean, what is that about? You're fighting up a division and you lost the weight. I mean, you couldn't lose the weight. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
As a guy that fought at 155 and at 170, man, if I'm not making, I never missed weight once, and to do that at 170, that would be embarrassing. I don't know.
Maybe he had something in the camp that wasn't good or that he didn't talk about.
Hey, sorry to switch. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm very happy that Alex Perez got back on track.
That's right.
He was with us last week.
Yep.
He needed this win, and he got it because once he had Charles Johnson, and it was competitive up until he got him hurt, and then Charles, he just kept him on ice skates. He kept on him. He did not let him get back in the fight. And to Charles Johnson's credit, he was trying to get his head straight.
That's right. Yeah.
He was trying to make some distance, keep him off. But Alex was just hunting him down. And and picking his shots. You know, when somebody's hurt like that, it's very important that you don't get exhausted trying to get him out of there.
Yeah.
And that's what I was just looking at. Like, is he going to let him get back in the fight? And he never did. He stayed on him, and he was just persistent. He was measured. And I was happy for him because, you know, they had history too, like as far as training together. And he said how sometimes in the training, how Johnson would, you know, get the better of him and this and that. That's got to be something else in your head when you know you're going with a guy that knows how you fight. He's been in it. He's been training with you or is trained with you. He knows your game. He had good days with you. And this is the guy that you're fighting to get back on track. That's a lot of pressure, man.
Yeah.
You know, because he knows what Alex is bringing to the table, and Alex still got it done. So again, props to Alex, who was on here last week. He was you know, he's a gentleman, and he's got an acai business.
Yes, he does. I also wanted to mention too, Teba Gautier against Andre Pulayev. Great fight. Gautier looks so good in that first round, and that's what usually puts guys away. But you know, as you fight better and better guys, they're able to weather those first round storms. You know, and Pulayev was able to take that and fought a really good and a really competitive fight. So he's one of those other guys, like even in that loss, when you watch Pulayev, you're like, his stock didn't go down at all in that loss. I think he fought really, really well. He took some brutal punishment and then and came back and gave some brutal punishment. And the fight was 29-28 for two of the judges. And one gave 30-27, which I thought 29-28 was a more accurate tally.
I wonder what the judges gave to Arnold Allen and Jean Silva, because that was, I mean, listen, we're getting John on here and he got the decision, but it was very close. Those first two rounds, I thought could have went to Arnold.
They gave 29-28, 29-28, but they also give 30-27.
That is amazing to me.
Which I was surprised at. I was like, Arnold, I know that at the end of the first, I think John had a great flurry, but I'm saying at the end, maybe they thought he stole it at the end of the first, but I don't know how you give 30-27. I thought that was, I don't know what certain guys are looking at.
You know, I kind of felt for Arnold with that one because I thought he was fighting great. That was a great fight. That was a great fight.
Yeah.
And what about, I sent you something. You didn't see what I sent you?
No, when did you send it?
Look on your Instagram what I sent you right now.
Oh, I probably didn't send it. Hold on.
Watch what it is. And as you're looking it up.
Oh, wait, I might have seen it. Let me see. Hold on.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
Let me check here.
At the end of the fight.
Oh, yeah. Matt sent a photo of himself nude watching the fights with popcorn in both hands. Oh, something else. It was when he jumped on his back, the surfing video. It made me laugh. Yeah.
Okay. And just to clarify, I did not send the naked picture to Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, you didn't. That's right.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Okay, yeah, we'll cut that. So yeah, I was surprised. By the way, Matt, before I forget, in the Gaethje Pimblett fight, when they were reading the scorecards, if you watch Patty during the scorecard reading, they were saying 48-47, and then as soon as he heard 49-46, he went and started clapping the way a guy claps when he knows the other guy has won. Like, I think when Patty heard 49-46 in a unanimous decision, he knew that it was going to Justin.
Oh, we're talking about the Patty fight now.
I just went back to that for a second because of the judging. Like, 48-47, I think he still felt it was his fight. And then if you watch him, as soon as he heard 49-46, he just kind of resigned himself to the fact that Justin got it.
Yeah. I think he's going to be great. I think Patty's going to be just fine. I think Patty's got a great home life. He's got a wife, 2 kids. He's got his, he's got his supporters that aren't going to leave him after this fight because it was a great fight. He showed a lot of heart, and I think the best is yet to come for Patty. I really do. I don't think he should feel bad for himself. I don't think anybody should feel bad for him. I think that if you're not going to get the W, that's the way you should go.
A close fight.
Just leaving it all in there. He wasn't discouraged on the stool between rounds. We've seen a lot of this in other fights where guys are like, I'm not winning or I'm not. He was in it to the end. And despite getting a couple eye pokes.
And Gaethje's not a dirty fighter. That was just an accident.
The one with the thumb, I think he threw a punch, but the thumb kind of just went in there. And I don't think you could really bitch about that. And the other one was blatant, but it happens. Yeah. But, he's definitely not a dirty fighter. I mean, He's in there with, like, I believe he said this. If he didn't, it was somebody did it. He has controlled chaos. They think it's just chaos, but it's more controlled than you think. You know, he's not just going in there like a barroom brawler, even though it might look like that.
Right.
But you know what I mean?
It's crazy that he had another fight like this, Gaethje. Like, it's amazing his ability to endure these fights and to win them. And even when he loses them, he always looks good. You never think Gaethje stunk. He always looks good. And for him to have another fight like this at 38 against a younger, heavier guy who's very dominant on the ground, and to do what he did was just, I mean, I was really happy for Justin Gaethje. I mean, obviously one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport.
Now, let's talk real quick. Imagine Gaethje versus Ilya at the White House. What would you, that would be something else. Because if he, I mean, look, Ilya's looking unstoppable right now because of how accurate he is and the guys he put away the way he did.
Oliveira,
But Justin Gaethje's a guy that rises to the occasion. You know what I mean? And look what he did to Rafael Fiziev. Yes, with the striking. And he's a very technical striker, you know, Rafael. So, you know, I mean, look at you. How dare you? How dare you not believe? Oh, wait, listen.
I'm saying like Oliveira, Holloway, and Volkanovski are 3 KOs in a row for Topuria. So he's fought like that level fighter before. That's a really great fight, man. I'll die. I hope that happens.
Me too, bro. Me too. The world does. Let's get Jean Silva.
Let's bring in,
Yes.
Hey, John.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how are you? Hey, could you translate this for us? Ready?
Yeah, I do. This is difficult.
Yeah.
Kind of
Sorry. You don't have to translate. Good job. Good job, Savage.
Caralho, de cara mó da hora, mano.
Hey.
Tava latindo.
What a fight, man. What a fight. Bravo.
Bravo. Yeah, it was a great fight, you know. I think the history of this fight was a strategy, you know, like how we gonna beat this guy, you know. He just lost against Villaev, Max Holloway, and then he lost for the next champion.
What did you think about his striking? And Allen looked very, very accurate, and he was really fighting a good fight as well. So you got a great version of Arnold Allen and beat him. And was he what you expected, or was there anything in there that was kind of a big surprise to you?
Yeah, definitely. I believe he really used the 10 years of experience that he have inside the Octagon. He was like more calm, you know. I think this was the difference maybe between us. My last fight, I wanted to finish quick. This was my problem. So I believe when he fought against Max Holloway, he did the same, you know, he tried to finish, and then Max paced the fight, you know, found the best shots in him. So, yeah, definitely. It was, talk about myself. Actually, what I brought difference this time, that I was empty, no emotion. I really was empty in that time, you know. I didn't look for the crowd, the noise. I was just empty and ready to fight.
After you lose a fight like with Diego, and I know the feeling when you lose a fight, there's a feeling like an itch that has to be scratched, and that itch is when you get back in there and you beat somebody. Do you feel like you itch that scratch now?
Between these two fights against Diego and Arnold Allen, I believe when I fought with Diego, I brought a lot of things from my past, and this is kind of mixed up my feelings. Yeah, it's horrible to lost fight, but I don't know. I was like empty. I was with my team. I was very focused in the fight. I believe this was also a difference. In the first fight, I was by myself inside the octagon, and with this fight, I felt more strong because I had my team with me. Yes.
At the end, when he rode Arnold like a surfboard, what was there something that he was gonna do and just decided last second not to do, or what was the plan? Just to step on him for a second and jump over, or was there a move or something you were about to do and then just made a decision not to do it?
Yeah. When I fight in this state of mind, like flow, like flow. I trained this, if you see my videos in YouTube and everything, I always do this with my colleagues in my team. So I was just, flowing, I just did what I do in my sparring session. So this is kind of okay. Let's do. And then I said, let's do what I did, something that, was like inspiring for me. Like I was in the flow, state of mind, perfect. I did what I always do in the gym, like with my colleagues. Yeah, for me, it's kind of normal, like I do these kind of things, and my team is happy because when they seem like that, like this state of mind, this state of spirit, they say, man, this is impossible to beat you like that. Now the internet's gonna, listen about me for a long time.
Oh man, I saw some funny memes of him jumping on him and riding him like a skateboard. You see some of this?
Yeah, I always say to the people that work with me, my friends, team, man, if you guys let me free, I'm a dangerous man. Just talk about this week. We were very focused in this week, like me, my team. We really live it all the moments here. We are with a horse, hammers, we feel that we are like an army coming for the war. Like everyone was so focusing, and yeah.
When I was on season 4 of The Ultimate Fighter, the winner got to fight for the title, which I did. But when we were there, they had us take pictures with the belt at the time. And I remember getting it and feeling something in my throat, feeling like, it brought me back when I watched Embedded and I saw how emotional John got over looking at the belt and got very emotional. I understand it. I get it. A lot of people might not. When he got emotional seeing that belt, was that because of him thinking of the journey, what it took from where he started to where he's at and what's in reach?
Yeah, cost a lot to live this moment, like fame, money, like being this stage right now costs a lot. So, and when I was there, I was looking for the belt and I was like, this is my dream, like what I'm working, what this is to take this belt will cost more. So yeah, I was just feeling all my emotions, like, oh man, I want this. It's this is the symbol of my work. So when I touch that, this is the symbol of my work. So this was my feeling. That time, I really want to do things that UFC and the fans never seen, like I just want to do things like that.
Like riding your opponent like a surfboard is one of the things.
Como, eu falei pra ele, tipo, você quer fazer coisas que nunca ninguém fez. Aí ele falou, como surfar nos seus oponentes.
Tem outras opções ainda na manga.
Yeah, that is more coming. That is more
Yeah, we never seen that shit before. That was great.
I'm feeling I'm a Highlander, I'm a Viking, something like that. Actually, my manager, he gave me a gift in my birthday. It's a small part of a land in Scouse in Scotland. So it's like a gift, like you buy a part of a land there, and they call you a lord. So I'm official a lord of this land. I'm a Viking.
Does he like the Highlander movie? Did he see that Highlander movie?
Yeah. Watch it. Yeah, I love this kind of move, like sword things and
Esses
everything.
antepassados das guerras onde era machado, espada, eita.
Everybody likes submissions and knockouts. Those are great. But did it feel good to go the distance with a guy as good as Arnold Allen and to weather what he had to the storm and like to be able to kind of in a back and forth fight like that? Is there something really satisfying about going the distance and knowing that you can do that against a guy that good?
Yes, definitely. Was a fight and that sometimes I was in action, sometimes him, back and forth, but yes, I discover things about myself in this fight. I'm a guy that likes to finish the fight quickly, but when you fight 3 rounds, you start to discover things that you can do during the fight. So definitely. I was with my team, following the plan, and I felt that I was doing great there.
I have one more question. Because we have Volkanovski against Diego, and it looks like if Loyev and Lerone Murphy, that fight's happening where we're both undefeated guys. So kind of in the top 5, you have Aljamain and you have Yair. And I don't think Yair has a fight scheduled, and I'm not sure if Aljo does. Who are you looking at next? Because I'm going to guess you might need one more fight before going for a belt. I don't know how UFC is thinking, but is there either of those guys that you kind of have your eye on and that you think would be a logical good step for you?
Yeah, be honest, I'm not looking a name. I'm looking for the belt. I know that this fight's gonna happen, but I'm looking for the belt. Whatever Dana, Hunter, Sean Shelby, my manager, talk and decide. I'm ready, if they think that I have to fight more, doesn't matter. I fight, I like to fight, I'm just saying, I don't want to make any mistake right now, because what I want is the belt. So let's see what's going on next, and who knows. Besides the fights, UFC is an entertainment company, so they need to sell fights, and I believe I'm the biggest promoter of this weight class. Of course, if they put me against Diego Lopes, I will promote. If they put against Volk, I will promote. I'm not sure about the other guys. I think they have different kind of style to sell fights, but I'm ready. I'm ready to promote. To give the best promotion ever. So maybe I have one advantage about these other names.
Well, thank you so much, John. Congrats on a great win, tremendous fight, and we are fans and can't wait to see you fight next. Your fights are always exciting, and congratulations, such a great fight.
Yeah, my man.
Yeah, guys, thank you for the time. I was excited to talk with you guys again. I think when you guys have a time, let's drink coffee together. I want to say more crazy things that I want to do, hear from you guys what you guys think. So yes, in the future, let's have coffee together. Gonna be nice.
And I'll tell you this. This is the most exciting sport. And in the most exciting sport, you're one of the most exciting fighters to watch in the most exciting sport. So props to you for that, man. We love watching you fight. I love hearing you bark. Her, 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 her. I can't. Once I start, I can't stop. Thank you, John.
So, Matt, be ready. I'm going to take the belt and I'm going to barking a lot with the belt. And you have to bark with me.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Yeah, he's great.
I want him on here just so I could bark with him.
I know you like to bark.
I can't stop once I start. But that was fun. I like him a lot.
I do too. He's great. He's exciting. Again, there's some great fights. Lerone, depending on how these fights go, because again, it depends on what happens with Diego and Volkanovski. It depends on what happens with Lerone and Evloev. You also, I'm just saying Aljamain or Yair, because as far as I know, neither one of those guys has a fight scheduled right now. And when you look at, it depends again. But if Evloev or Lerone Murphy, if one of those guys has a very impressive win, it might put them in line just because 16-0 and 19-0 is Evloev. Who knows? I don't know how the UFC thinks sometimes, but that to me seems logical. And last thing, buddy, I want to say Modestas Bukauskas, a tough fight against Nikita Krylov, who looked really great and stopped him in the third. So we didn't mention Krylov yet. So congratulations to Krylov. That was a great fight and a great win. And Modestas just didn't seem to be able to pull the trigger against him. So he was on a losing streak. So I was happy to see him do so well.
Great night of fights, Jimmy.
Yeah. And we will talk Wednesday. We'll preview 325, which is next Saturday. Volkanovski against Diego Lopez in Australia. And this Friday, I'm going to be performing in Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Ooh. Both shows are almost sold out. And then February 5th, Bakersfield, 6 and 7. I am in Las Vegas at the Wise Guys Comedy Club.
Oh, February 3rd, I'm getting a colonoscopy. Has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, awesome. And
you know what I'm calling my guy about? I just found out because I got to get a prostate exam too. I'm going to see if they could do that while I'm under. I didn't have to. This is all stuff I didn't have to air.
I don't know if they can. No, I'm kind of curious.
They can. They're going to be in my ass anyway.
Yeah.
Put the finger in there when I don't got to, make eye contact.
Absolutely. And you want to request the guy with the biggest finger just to prove you can take it.
Stop it. Matt Serra channel on YouTube, Geeking Out with Matt Serra. I'm watching The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I do reactions to that. And I'm having guys on there, people on there. We have fun. Jimmy, that's it. That's pretty much it. You know, I'm going to be in the city tomorrow doing your buddy's show.
Oh, you're doing Tyrus' show? Great.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go visit Hensel Gracie Upper East Side.
Oh, okay. I haven't been up there yet.
Well, maybe tomorrow night. Stop in. Me and Andrew.
I have to work tomorrow.
Well, you're a busy guy. You're a busy guy. I throw it out there.
All right, buddy.
Jimmy, I can hardly wait till Wednesday, but I will. All right. And by the way, I spilt I don't know if you noticed. I didn't. Spilt my fucking drink in the beginning of this fucking thing. I was just like, I got to clean that up.
I did not notice. I will say for the record, I'm happy it happened, but I didn't see it.
All right, everybody. Thank you. And thanks. Yeah, Jean Silva's great. Gillian's fantastic.
Yeah.
Savage. What a great show.
Yep. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, why you getting? You got to go?
No,
all right, we did a long show.
Yeah,
all right, I got to do number 2. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Her. Bark with me, Jimmy. Her.